Mooj Mahdara joins me right now. She's the founding member of the Iranian Diaspora Collective. Mooj, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
No, I need you because this is literally crazed behavior by any kind of sovereign.
It is.
Help the audience understand exactly what this dynamic is about and where you believe it's headed.
Well, I think the first thing to sort of note is that there is a distinct difference between the Islamic Republic and Iran. And the Iranian people are begging for the Western world and the rest of the world to understand that there is the Iranian people, the Iranian culture, and then there is the terrorist group called the Islamic Republic. And they are not one and the same. In fact, they are in complete opposition. Over the past 2 months, the Islamic Republic has systematically arrested close to, I think it's, we can't get real facts. Is it 14,000? Is it 15,000 people? They're not just in prison. They're being tortured. They're being beaten. Juveniles, people who are gay, people who are of different ethnicities, different religions, they're being tortured. And when we're talking about torture, we're not talking about waterboarding, or we're not talking about, sleep deprivation. We are talking about extreme levels of torture, dislocated shoulders, broken legs, dislocated jaws. We're hearing horror stories of young women being murdered and killed with their organs being cut out of them. I mean, this is horrendous. It's a horror. I don't think anyone in the diaspora can actually sleep. For myself, I'm not an activist, I'm a venture capitalist, but this has become a full-time commitment for myself and my colleagues in the diaspora.
Why? And what do you mean when you explain to people what you mean by the diaspora?
What I mean by the diaspora are myself, people like myself who are first generation, or perhaps they were born in Iran, but they were raised here, and whether it's in Europe or Canada. And a group of us, about 90 of us, got together and created this new group called the Iranian Diaspora Collective. And what's been amazing about this collective is that all of us are leaders within entertainment and media and social media and tech and fashion. And we've realized that we have the power to sort of influence folks like you, that we can find our way into media to get coverage, because this revolution has been happening on the internet, on social, on TikTok, because it's been very hard for the West to get sources on the ground, because reporters need sources on the ground. Say there's fires in Evin, or there are women being raped, as you just mentioned.
Reporters need to be on the ground.
Correct. We need reporters.
And they're not allowing us in right now.
Well, reporters are on the ground, but they are arrested and they are in Evin prison being tortured. You have all kinds of discussions right now about the amount of journalists who are currently in jail right now, and they're being tortured for reporting.
I'm saying the traditional setup of I'm doing my show from there and talking about what's happening, and the state is bringing people on to make their case, and you test it against what you know. That's not happening.
That's not happening.
So now we had this interesting development where you did get leaders here, the Canadian Prime Minister and others saying, hey, look what's happening with these protesters. This is really bad. Canada denounces the Iranian regime's barbaric decision to impose the death penalty on nearly 15,000 protesters. And why I say no due process, it was like voted on in a governmental body, but it certainly wasn't a function of any kind of administration of justice, no trial. The tweet was up for 12 hours. They then took it down. Ian Bremmer, obviously big international expert, tweeted, "It's been brought to my attention that a post I shared yesterday about capital punishment in Iran for 14,000 protesters is unverifiable and likely untrue. So I decided to take the post down and ensure it doesn't get any additional attention." What do you make of that?
Look, I think the parliament made a pronouncement that they have the ability to execute these 15,000+ people who've been arrested during these protests. That means they have the right.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.